this video we are going to discuss about the expression for the internal field in the case of liquids and solids. Okay. So in this thing we are going to consider number of dipoles. So here there will be number of dipoles they have given. So all the dipoles are directed towards the direction of the electric field E. Here you look at this dipole X. It's kept at a distance from the dipole A1 with a distance small d, and X is at the center. A1, A2, B1, C1 are the dipoles on the left hand side, and A2, B2, C2 are the dipoles on the right hand side. So these are the, from the center to each dipole has a distance at d, small d is a distance. Now what we are going to separate this electric field. Now the electric field can be divided into two parts because of it is a polar coordinates. Here this is the center. From the center the point P we have marked, and the electric field E or E has two different coordinates. One is E theta, another one is ER, and it's kept at a distance small r, and it is inclined at an angle theta. So now our aim is to find out the total field. So the total field is nothing but total internal field, that is denoted by the letter EI, which is equal to electric field, that is applied electric field plus the electric field due to the all dipoles, that is E prime. Okay, once again I repeat, the total internal field can be written as the applied electric field, that is small e, plus E prime, that is electric field of all the dipoles. So this is the total electric field expression. So how we can arrive this expression? So by already I told you the electric field E can be divided into two different coordinates, that is in the form of polar form. One is ER, another one is E theta. So the ER can be written as mu cos theta divided by 2 pi epsilon naught r cube, and E theta can be written as mu sin theta divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. So mu we know that is dipole moment. Now if you go to this picture, the distance from the point to the center O, it is written as r. So that's why in this equation instead of r I'm going to replace the r with the distance, that is d. Okay, so because the given distance is d, I'm going to replace it with d. So ER can be written as mu because the theta in the angle is 0 degree. So if I consider the angle is 0 degree, then what is the sin 0 0, cos 0 1. So cos 0 will get only 1. So ER coordinate alone will come, that is mu divided by 2 pi epsilon naught r cube. Instead of r cube I substituted d, so that's why d cube, and E theta which is equal to 0, because for theta which is equal to 0, sin 0 0, so the entire term will become 0. So only we get ER alone. In that instead of r we substituted d. So that's why mu divided by 2 pi epsilon naught d cube. Now we need to find out, you just look at the picture once again. Here the X is a dipole which is at a distance d from the d from this A1. So A1 and X are separated by a distance small d. So that's what we are going to explain in this thing. So here you look at this this thing, the field at X due to A1. So the field at X due to A1. So what is the electric field we are going to write? So how we can write the electric field? That time also we need to consider both polar coordinates, that is ER and E theta. So E theta already we know that it is 0, only ER will come. ER what already we found, that mu divided by 2 pi epsilon divided by d cube. So that you write. This is field at X due to A1. Now what we need to do is the field at X due to A2 also. So again you go to the diagram. Now you tell me field at A2, the field at X due to A2. So again the field at x due to A2 again the same distance d. So that's why the A2 also they have written like that, mu divided by 2 pi epsilon naught d cube. Now we need to write net field at x due to A1 and A2. So again now we are going to consider both A1 and 2. Initially the field at x due to A1 and field at x due to A2. Now the net field at x due to A1 and A2. Both we are going to consider. So what it will come? Already we found that mu divided by 2 pi epsilon naught dq for A2, and the same way mu divided by epsilon 2 pi epsilon naught dq. So there will be 2 mu. Okay, so 2 into mu divided by 2 epsilon naught 4 cube. So 2 will get cancelled. Only what we will get, mu divided by pi epsilon naught into d cube. Okay, so the same way we are going to find out the net field at x due to b1 and b2 also. So b1 and b2, you go to the diagram again. Where is b1? From the distance from the x, the b1 at a distance 2d. Okay, so similarly b2 at a distance d plus t 2d. Okay, so now when you write the net field due to b1 and b2 means the same formula with 2d you need to write. So mu divided by pi epsilon naught at a distance small d because of a1 and a2. So only we have written d cube. But b1 and b2 is at a distance from x is at 2d. So instead of d cube, I am going to write 2d the whole cube. The same way in the net field due to the c1 and c2 also 3d cube. Now we need to find the total field. That is our aim to calculate E prime, which is equal to E plus. Now we found field due to all the dipoles. That is pi divided mu divided by pi epsilon naught d cube, mu divided by pi epsilon 2d cube and 3d cube. So write all these things. That is field due to the all the dipoles. That is E prime alone I am writing. So E prime, which is equal to E1, E2, E3. So write all the, in this which is common term, mu divided by pi epsilon naught. So mu divided by pi epsilon naught you take as a common term 1 plus 1 by 2 cube. So this is like a format of 1 by n cube summation over n is equal to 1 to infinity. So when we apply the gamma function for this thing, you will arrive the value for this function is 1.2. So this is that what I have given on your right hand side. So 1.2. So 1.2 into mu divided by pi epsilon naught d cube. That is the field due to all dipoles. Now aim is to find out the internal field. So internal field, I told you, internal field is nothing but field due to applied field and field due to all the dipoles. So field due to all the dipole is 1.2 pi divided by pi epsilon naught, and the applied field is capital E. So that what the final result we have written. And next one is, after this thing, we are going to write the same equation in a different format. So what is the format? What we know, dipole moment per unit area. So instead of mu, I'm going to write alpha E into E, because mu, which is equal to, what's the formula? Alpha E, which is equal to mu, which is equal to alpha E into E. So that's why instead of mu E, I'm going to substitute what? Alpha E into E. Here alpha E is nothing but electronic polarizability, and the equation, the same equation can be written as what and all in this constant term. You just keep those constant term 1.2 pi epsilon naught E plus, so this 1.2 alpha E and E, everything you remove. So just what I'm going to substitute is gamma. This alpha E is nothing but B. Remaining all other terms we are going to write like this by substituting the constant, that is gamma, that is nothing but internal field constant. Okay, so now instead of gamma, what we have substituted, once again I repeat, look at this value 1.2 alpha E divided by pi epsilon naught d cube. So epsilon naught will be there, pi, and remaining all other value I removed and I substitute gamma. For what value I substituted gamma? 1.2 by pi d cube. I have substituted gamma, and instead of alpha E I can write the polarization, dipole moment per unit volume, P I can write. Okay, so that is gamma is called the internal field constant. For cubic lattice, the same internal field can be written as a Lorentz field. So how can we write? You substitute the value for gamma. So gamma, which is equal to 1 by 3. So if you that 1 by 3 value which gives you the value for gamma, so that I have written as 1 by 3. So E plus 1P divided by 3 into epsilon naught, that is called E Lorentz. So this is what the total electric field of a liquid and solid in one dimensional way. Okay, in next video what we are going to see is the continuation of Clausius-Mosatti equation. Continuation of internal field is nothing but Clausius-Mosatti equation.